It's all linked to what happened almost exactly a year ago, the 17th of December last year, when there was a massive allegation of corruption against leading members of the government, including then Prime Minister, now President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, his inner circle. There were leaked phone calls that were put on YouTube and Twitter that alleged embezzlement and fraud and forced 4 ministers to resign. Now, the then Prime Minister, Mr Erdogan, extraordinarily managed to turn this whole thing around. He fired thousands of police officers and prosecutors. He silenced critics in the media, and he said that there was something called a parallel state in play here, who were supporters of, as you say, Fethullah Gulen, that mild Islamic preacher now in exile in the US, who were trying to topple the government. And ever since then, the parallel state has become the national security threat #1. And so this is, if you like, stage 2 of the operation against what he calls the parallel state, going in and arresting members of the media that have very close links to Mr Gulen.
So in some ways, could this be seen as a sort of revenge, if you like, from Mr Erdogan? Of course, though, like you say, it was just a year since those allegations of corruption that were pointed towards him.
Yes, very much so. And his supporters say this is a legitimate attempt to root out the enemy within. But critics will say, well, this is simply an attempt by Mr Erdogan to deflect corruption allegations, to duck allegations that hit him as well. And they point to the fact that Turkey is having an erosion of human rights, an erosion of freedom of expression. This is a country that is already ranked just 154th out of 180 in the Press Freedom Index of the body Reporters Without Borders. And critics will lament this media crackdown as being yet another example of Turkey, which is, of course, still negotiating EU membership, sliding ever further towards authoritarianism.